is it?
You see here, I don't like the way you walked in here. So look,
I see.
look. So I don't know if it was obvious for you if Rengar is actually topside or not, but I want you to pay attention to a single thing in here. You warded Raptors, right? Clearly, Mastery stole the enemy blue right now, and we seen that you will see Rengar soon around, I do believe, if I'm correct. Yep, he's here. Even if you
Yeah,
didn't see
yeah,
him,
okay.
you can see his camp is gone, so maybe you didn't
Yep.
catch him with your eyes, but you can see it with your eyes, the camp is gone, it's off the map. And so in here, you kind of did not respect the fact that he could be ganked. So for example, in here we can see he's patting towards E. Um, and so ideally, like in here, you can actually have priority as Yasuo if you play your moves out correctly or get an all-in on the guy. But my point in here that you didn't realize that Rengar could invade, right? So
Uh, yeah, but what I wanted to do is like Mastery told me. Yeah, theoretically speaking, yes, Rengar should um invade Mastery's, but Mastery for whatever reason told me, hey, Rengar could be topside, so just hover me if you want to recall. I was like, okay.
like in here, you should have follow the E actually, Or you could have proc the plant, see where Rengar is.
I was not sure whether Rengar wants to invade or not, like at red buff.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, he does. So look in here, I think he did a big mistake, right? So look in here, you shouldn't walk
what,
towards the bush. You should
what
just
should I do?
you should just stay in this neutral spot, which means if he
Okay,
jumps on the chicken, we can get on the chicken with our E really easily. If he jumps on E, then we jump on Rengar, right?
yeah,
So
but I don't have ward, so how am I gonna know if he's gonna leave or not?
don't you have no words at all? Nothing.
No, I just used it like an.
Mm-hmm.
I had no ward. That's why I had to go. Neither mastery nor me had to ward. But yes, if I had ward, I would just ward it and wait. Where's Rengar gonna do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
But because I had no ward, I
You could
was
then also
forced to
Q
go.
pull. You could then pull the Raptors with your Q upwards, I think. Huh?
Yeah, that was better option. If I queued Raptors, I would be able to get Rengar to tornado him, then probably flash on him.
Because
So
then the Raptors are pulled away from his jump. So in here it's kind of like you go in the bush, he walks away. So in here you could ban Q the Raptors, so it's not like awkward that you walk in. But I assume you could ban chase Rengar anyways through the Raptors, no?
yeah, I think I should just get the Raptors,
Like
Q, and then walk towards him.
like in here you could already get like a stack of Q.
Yeah, for sure.
And then as you pull up the camp, the Raptors will be something in here. So then he can't make like a big distance. So for example, opa, my mistake. So then if you pull up the Raptors, it's harder for him to find some type of escape angle. Let's say
For
Q,
sure.
one stack of Q, you walk in. Then if you are in here with the Raptors together, then it's harder for him to jump on the Raptors or on the. Now in here, what you can do is just instantly like uh, maybe just hmm, what could we do? Cause he had no Q, huh? They couldn't really flash the guy, huh? Okay.
Yeah, if Mastery had flash, I would flash with him as well. But since Rengar could flash us behind the wall, I don't think I would catch on him, so I did not want to
I
bet
would
my
tell him
flash.
to like ping this guy away and ping his TP, cause in here he doesn't want to give up, but he gonna die. So he could then try to go upwards actually and intercept this, or at least pick up the wave, so she doesn't have to TP. I would pick up the wave because you
Yeah,
don't have Berserker. You want to recall on Berserker, so for the wave itself, I would just go top. You get your Berserker, you're happy. Without that, you don't want to recall, so if you can, you should get Berserker. In here, your goal is to just simply go top lane, try to perhaps intercept the dive, maybe kill Rengar if that's possible, but this will be a dive, she could even dive alone. And you could possibly pick up a kill, just possibly a kill, maybe possibly two kills. Those are just possible things. But what you're gonna get consistently is the wave, which means that we get berserkers, and that's a good recall on Yasuo.
if Rengar is here,
You beat him.
I can beat them. Because he was low anyway, so I don't suspect him to be. Should I suspect him to be topside?
Like,
Like Camille is very low. I don't know if it's worth for me to go there.
like
Like I would die
in front,
unless Mastery comes to me.
Mastery could come with you arguably, but the thing is, like, you saw him with your eyes walking upwards, and obviously he will dive. So The thing is, like, you saw him earlier. Look, you saw him with your eyes, actually.
Okay.
Look,
Yeah, yeah,
not in here, not in here, but look, you saw him actually walking towards the upside. Pass time, pass a little bit more, and in here, he walked this area, obviously, no? And because the guy is low, what you can do, ping him off, tell him to TP back, but that's fine. In here, you could then walk towards top lane. Rengar can beat you. The only thing that could be scary if Fiora is walking downwards towards Rengar, then we need to maybe get out. But if he is rotating as well, it shouldn't be an issue. And people would say that he gets all in. If he can react in time, he could W the Rengar combo. He doesn't ever die. His Q is coming up in 3 seconds, so he wouldn't really die to a Rengar. Or he could W now, of course, but in here I would just stay for the wave at least. That's what you can get for 100%, you know?
I was just like afraid that I would get dove by Rengar and then I would die.
I wouldn't. That's the thing. You have flash up if I'm correct.
Yeah,
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 you're not really at a like this is what you wanna intercept, you know?
yeah. Yeah, if they play like that and I was here, I think I would kill both of them. Yeah, you're right.
You will get like XP off the body, maybe, and you would probably get the
And
Rengar kill, right? And the wave, right? So
yeah, 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 especially when he has no flash, I can just follow up on him.
wave is consistent, yes, Rengar kill is consistent because he has no flash, right? So yep. Then certainly for the next Drake fight that will come up in like few minutes, we will have like better items, you know, overall. Okay, so let's keep forward.
I think like my biggest two issues that whenever I play is sometimes I get like either overly scared to commit to a play or I get to play I tend to have commitment issues where I either commit to something that is really risky or I just play super passive and I just go for really guaranteed plays. And I think my other issue is my map control is not the best since I play with lock screen, so I probably need to practice using map more often or alternatively F keys more.
You can use F keys at least, even if you don't move your camera. Now,
Yeah,
my problem is you're not all in this vulnerable Fiddlesticks, especially when you have wind wall up. The thing is, even if he fears you, if you E into him in time, you could fear him like towards this direction, you know? Which means that...
I
What?
I just don't even know if my W blocked his Q or not.
I thought, like, even if, let's say, you don't know if it does, you can still dash, like, through him really quick. And then he
I
wouldn't,
see.
like, fear you away, you know? So it doesn't, like, make an extreme distance, you know? Okay. Okay, so what do we do here? He gets next. Couldn't you dash through the effigy and get a tornado on him? Let's see. Maybe you could then involve the net as well for Merengar, you know? So I need a bit slow on queuing, I think. Oh, you did hit it. And so in here you could then look maybe for a E. Because this guy is a little bit out of position, you know? And we can win this duel if he is coming, right? I'm not sure
So
why
do you
didn't you
think I
do it.
should? There. It's not. My E was not in range to get into fiddle. But I was wondering, should I follow the Rengar? Like he
You
could
could
maybe
then try to focus the Rengar. What does...
or should that's what I
Look,
was I don't want to get bursted by Rengar. That's I was
uh,
just kind of curious.
this
Quick.
was his burst, you know, like he used his burst on you and now he has just a simple empowered Q. Now here's the thing, he has first like he has no conqueror, you have little tempo of course. And if you play properly, you are actually supposed to beat Rengar in here if I'm correct. Uh, which means that like even if you don't somehow, which you're supposed to, he's here to like pick up the kill with his Q if he chooses to fight you, you know. So he either runs away slowly and dies to you, or if he fights you, then Mastery gonna catch up and Q, you know. So it's sort of a situation that what he could try to do maybe bola you if he's smart enough, but that's what you can wind wall or dash through him or sidestep it, right?
I think if he just like went straight like away and use his W twice, like if I reach to him, he can like sustain my damage and escape. That's why I'd not follow him.
Yeah, but then your Qs come up in no time. That's the thing when you stack up lethal tempo. Like you're gonna have a
I see.
immense amount of DPS. Like you're gonna
I
double
see.
it once, but then you're gonna restack your Qs extremely fast, you know. So
I
look,
see.
in here I think you had an FPG dash opportunity. Look. Is this in range?
No, it was not.
Wasn't quite in
And
range.
as soon as I got in range, it died. So it
Yeah.
was just unlucky timing.
Yeah, maybe if you had Berserk boots, that's what I can think of. So the earlier mistake, this allowed us to get the Rengar kill. Yeah.
For sure.
So in here, Flash, not two wards. No, cause he's rooted now. Okay. The people are fighting. Do we do something about it? We do. It had a Q flash.
No, I don't think it will be in range for him.
Okay. So let's see forward.
Yeah, I was like, I got nothing to do on the map, so I just let me recall again and buy long sword. So
Yeah, that's fine. So and if you do that, there aren't many things you could do. Pass Drake even an option.
maybe, arguably,
You could Drake or maybe invade
like,
the
but
enemy
your
red.
fiddle was like level 6, right? So I thought like if I go bot lane and fiddle just come R, we all died.
Didn't he
So
ult
I just
earlier?
want, huh? I forgot. I'm not so sure.
I think he ulted earlier. Did he ult? Where did he ult though? He ulted here. I think you
Oh
just
yeah, you
didn't move.
were
Yeah, you didn't move your camera. I think on the fight to see if he ulted. Cause in
maybe. Yeah.
here, I think Mastery meditates. He's forced to recall. No mana, no HP. Forced to recall. So in here, if you step up to Drake, you shove this wave in no time. You have 6. You have exhaust flash up. Mastery meditates again. You're gonna have like more than half HP. Then we can really easily secure this Drake even if Rengar shows up. But there is no blast cone really, right? If you ward this bush, you can see him there. So it's like very hard for him to contest into us. So I mean, ideally, he could just clear his top side. So what we could then do is just maybe just get this Drake over the map actually right now, because two of them are forced to be, and then we have the Nico and Ash as well. So very likely that Rengar won't even bother. Then we could ask our Ash perhaps to like reveal the enemy red, and then we can invade it later on because Fidel has no ult. Just cause you see like Mastery, like believe it or not, he will be full HP. He is getting full HP in no time. Like for example, he got this camp, you see, he meditates. Like that champion heals a lot. Like in here he went for a short meditation of course, but the champion just does heal a lot, you know. Like you see, he's not even meditating just a little bit, but he's just still like quite healthy, you know. So we could possibly go for a red invade as well, just cause like bot also had prio non-stop, so it's like ideal macro play. Okay, so again, like simple thing.
Yeah. Then it looks like
It's like all about
looks like
fiddle,
my
Theo.
biggest concern is my map camera control.
Yeah, like you know, your goal right now when Fiddle has no ult, that's a big team fight, game changer. You know, when he has no ult, that's when we force objectives. You see, so your goal
For
right
sure.
now, you don't care about top lane, we don't care about Herald because it's not spawned. You just simply want to shove this in. We do this Drake, good early game Drake, really good for the whole team actually. Maybe it's not that great insane on Nico, but for the rest of us it should be fine. And
Yeah. Especially when Rengar was building crit this game, so I wanted to go Randu in this game. I was going Bork because I thought Fiora, Rengar, and Fiddle will all build HP, and Nautilus, of course, will all build HP eventually. But I thought Rengar would go Bruiser here, uh, So I thought like, hey, I would go, or like even Fiora, Fiddle,
Uh,
and
it's
Nautilus would go Bruiser. So I thought, I mean, Bork in general, first item, I think it's really good,
it's
in my
like
opinion.
it's like hitting a junglers, especially with first strike. They never go bruiser, you know.
I see.
Yeah, one
But
thing.
even then, like Bork, I think on Yasuo first item, I think is just really good in
Yeah,
general. Just Vamp Scepter with the early, I think it gives you just for, as the first item, it has the biggest DPS overall. And along with Vamp Scepter is just really strong, which helps me then later. And it's scaling item because, especially when they come relatively, they will build some HP items. If I go like Bork into Kraken, I can like transition
uh,
into Bruiser build with Yasuo. So
I mean, I don't think so. Bork is bad. Like Pizza generically builds it in the bruisers, such as Renekton, you know. Then the issue is like next patch. The if you start Bork, getting Infinity second is still okay, but the thing is,
that's what I was planning on, like Bork Infinity Edge. Then I can like if I want to go Kraken,
the
now I go Bruiser build. I'm still with some. I'm still like have some damage while I can also have defensive stats.
yeah, so that's the thing. Like ideally, next patch you want to actually have two crit items, because the 10 percentage does matter a lot when you always crit on Yasuo, you know, from Infinity
I
Edge.
see. I see.
So next patch, ideally you need to go crit into crit and maybe into like bruisers. You can take Bork, but generally speaking, usually I would not recommend you next patch, cause
I see.
let me just check it again what the speed saying build in Tuesdays, but
It's the crit. No, the IE changes will be like -5 AD, but 10% plus crit damage, which
yeah,
is
but
really huge for Yasuo.
yeah, like you have 100% crit, you know, so it's like you get consistent 10% damage on on every Q and basic, so that's actually a
Yeah.
bug for Yasuo. Yes. Where the hell is the rank one Yasuo player? Where is speed saying it's not in here? Damn, this League of Graph is so weird.
I
Halbreaker.
was rank one. I was rank one Yasuo Neon earlier this
So,
year.
so like generally it's a Gale Force this patch, or as a mythic, next patch like DPS wise, or probably always you're gonna go Infinity. This patch it's like Gale Force slash can be fine. Next patch Gale Force also gets buffed and the IE, if I'm correct. So
Gale Force is getting turbo nerfed.
is it? I think it gets buffed.
Yes, it's turbo nerfed. The Gale Force is dead next fight.
Let me just see if you're gonna VPB. Because as I
It's the
seen,
damage of on Gale Force is getting nerfed, and the cooldown is gonna be 120 seconds, so it's really bad. Unless like I'm versus full 4-5 range comp where I don't need Infinity Edge, I just need to get up close to them. I think just IE will
oh, it's
get
increased.
like
Oh, I thought they reduced the cooldown and increased. Okay, okay. So yeah, it gonna suck. It's gonna suck actually. So Infinity will
I think it's
be
still situational, like
yeah
pre-crit changes, but I'm not gonna build it as often as these days.
yeah. Infinity gonna be the most generic item. That can't really go wrong. It just Gale Force could still have more carry potential or outplay potential, which also allows you to play a little more aggressively Gale Force, but likely the meta build be something like Shield Bow Infinity Edge or like a whatever crit item into IE, or perhaps even IE Rush could really easily be seen as a thing on Yasuo. Um,
Yeah, I was debating on whether if I can still go Zeal IE into whatever item I need, or if I can go like it just depends if I need Vamp Scepter first item. Because like the thing is, if I can get Vamp Scepter and Borg first item, even if I don't get 100% crit within 2 items, like just having Borg as a first item, which lets me snowball a lot, and then which means I already have enough damage that I don't need always 100% crit. Like as long as I can stay survive,
mhm.
as long as I have enough damage, my biggest priority on Yasuo is when I'm ahead, I just want to stay alive.
Yeah,
So
that's why
that's why I like Borg some in some matchups first item versus like bursty comps where because I'm not able to go shield bow, at least Vamp Scepter helps me get some HP which can convert into some damage.
yeah, but the thing is, you get Vamp Scepter into Shield Bow as well, you know.
But the problem is shield bow does not give attack speed. That's why we don't go at first sight.
So it
Unless
doesn't
I go
like give.
Zeal.
So,
Unless I go Zeal. That's what I'm debating on.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, if you get like deal berserk boots, then like the thing is, it's not that big of a deal actually in these days if the first item does not give attack speed, just because like little tempo, you get two, 3 stacks of them. Basically, your Q is already maxed out, with attack speed. So it's like if you get the zeal, it's even faster, of course. But it's all about like in champion combat, like you're gonna get your Q up really quickly, at max stacks. Max cooldown, I mean.
Okay.
So, because of like how little tempo works these days, like you could get Zeal and Shield Bow as well into like an IE that could be fine in some games. Um, Depends what do you value from game to game, but Storm Razor, Essence River are not the greatest things on Yasuo. It's not too recommended from me because you're gonna have a lot of damage with IE next patch, and I would just go a little more defensive with lifesteal. So Shield Bow seems to be very ideal to me. Uh, Again, like Bork is fine if you wanna play aggressively. Like it allows you to play very very aggressively, which is like a good item on Yasuo. It's just like your crit scaling is very important next patch with the IE, so I'm not sure how much can you allow yourself to go Bork rush.
For sure.
Like, like what else? Like Storm Razor, Essence are not the greatest on Yasuo. Bloodthirster is bad to get early on. I mean, Shield Bow is the one I can mainly think of. Uh, Mortar Reminder is just not good neither. Lord Dominic's Collector is dog shit as well on Yasuo. So mainly like Shield Bow I can think of. What else? That's all I can think of if you value some defensive stats. Or
And
you,
if I want to go like Hull Breaker,
or
it's
like
also a good option.
or
If
like
I want to like, because like Sterex, Hull Breaker are all fine. With Hull Breaker, like even if you're not team fighting, like the HP and damage is just nice to make you stay alive, and you always have the ability to split push whenever you want with Hull Breaker.
even if you don't go Zilla, crit cloak should be good enough. Like let's say hypothetically you get like Blade of the Ruined King can be fine, then you can get a crit cloak and IE, then your crit consistency is very high.
Yeah, you can like stay go cloak and then just IE, and you already have like 75 to 80% crit.
Okay, good flash, W his hook maybe. Ooh. I think it's fine. Yeah, because they get the your teammate just manages to pick up a double kill after. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna flash. If they come to me, they'll all get baited by my teammates. That's why I flashed it.
So then you got your board. That's
And here I'm
info.
gonna go Kraken because the enemy is just usually gonna be close combat fight.
They
So
have so much
Kraken,
damage. You cannot afford to go Kraken. That's the thing. They have so
I
much
can go
damage.
Kraken here. Yeah, but I go Kraken and then Randuin. That's what I was going for.
Um, you still could go like something like Shield Bow and still get Randuins. Like Kraken, I get that it gives DPS, but if you look at your team, damage, 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 even the support deals damage.
I
Uh,
see.
so I'm like, you kind of need to survive because there are some headstone players in this game, that gonna deal lots of damage to you. Like you
For
just
sure.
kind of wanna survive, truth to be told, maintain your bounty.
Yep.
Like I think Randuins can be fine, maybe as a fourth, third item, something like that. But I
I
think,
don't know. I just valued like I want to go Kraken. Maybe I overvalued the Randuin just because how much Rengar and Samir are dealing
like, isn't
damage.
Infinity just better than Kraken if you get like Infinity and the crit cloak?
It's just like with Kraken. It just like because with IE, because it does not deal as much damage with crit damages before. I think Kraken out damages as a first item. I think.
Yeah, but you get the second item, that's the thing. Like, let's say you get an Infinity Edge and the crit cloak. That's like almost like full crit. Uh, you're gonna get like lots of Qs and basic attacks off, especially with your ult. Like this gives 50% armor pen on your crits, right? And
It's just the problem with that is it delays a lot my random and spike. I don't know how worth it is. I just like tend to like really
mhm.
like defensive item. And that's why I could go for that, but the problem is this very expensive. With Yasuo, you kind of want to have cheapest, like you kind of want to get your items as soon as possible. That's why I did not choose to do that. But maybe when next patch, if IE becomes really good, it's
I
possibility to
mean,
do
next
that.
patch you can 100% do that. This patch, I feel like I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like Infinity does more on Yasuo than Kraken. It's really good that you held into your Q, so well played on your part. Pick up the Yasuo as well, the Nautilus as it called. Okay. Because let me just think, like realistically, like every third auto, your Q also counts of course towards attacking Kraken, you're gonna get a certain amount of bonus damage. But if you think about it, like if you crit with IE on like every basic or almost every basic, then it's kinda gonna match up to Kraken. Not 100% what to tell you. Maybe in like a very long term, DPS wise, Kraken could possibly be better, but not many melee champions take it. It's usually a range champ thing with some melee exceptions, but yes, I don't feel like it's one of them. Because you got to go really defensive into that enemy comp, that's how I see it.
Maybe, yeah.
It's like a
Because
4 mana cons.
IE does more than Kraken if you're just like looking to like burst and just go. But what Kraken helps you with DPS a lot in terms of the passive in itself, like 300 to 400 physical damage bonus and along the attack speed. I think it out damages in extended team fights, and it also like just helps you in general.
Yeah, but think
If you
about
go
it, like,
defense,
how likely you're gonna get to that 348, so every third attack applies 174 damage, additionally triggers on the same target, so watch out, on the same target, within 6 seconds increase the damage by 50%, right? So on the first proc you're gonna get 174 damage, and the second on the second one 348. So that's like 6 basic attacks or Qs in between as well, but 6 Qs or basic attacks in total, you know. Which means,
yeah,
what does that even mean? Which means some of them are very squishy, you know. So it's kind of like an assassin build, Infinity Edge on Yasuo. It's not really an assassin build, but you're kind of an assassin as Yasuo, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. You kind of want to just go burst and go, I
Like
guess.
you don't you're not like someone that's gonna get DPS value into them because they're not tanks, you know, at most. Maybe Rengar heals with his W, he has some healing, but they're not like that insanely tanky. And I actually don't know what to tell you. I guess when you get like the second proc of the Kraken, it will feel to be good. I assume it might be a bit better than IE, but I'm not sure what to tell you. I don't know the exact math behind that. Like you get
Yeah,
35 percentage. It's like
yeah. If someone just like wants to do the nitty gritty and do the math between Kraken and IE, I think it'd just be, and especially for next patch, I think it'd just be really good. I may put some time invest into looking for
I
the
mean,
damage difference.
next patch is
I
really likely better. You know, very very
Yeah,
likely. This patch
yeah,
I'm not 100% sure. But mainly, like one thing to point out, you have enough attack speed already for your Qs, of course. So Kraken's attack speed is okay, but not that valuable. Attack damage it provides currently 30 less attack damage, and also it provides 34 more like crit damage, right? So 35
yeah.
percentage. So I believe it could deal more damage, but I'm not 100% what to tell you. You know, like when you want to kill quickly a squishy champion, it will definitely deal more damage than Kraken in long term. I'm not
For sure.
100% what to tell you.
Mhm.
Like this is like 300, right? 340. Okay, so we are on the sideline. So okay, We don't really have TP, we play exhaust. So, right now you got to ask yourself some questions. Can we 5v5? Can we 5v5 Baron? Should we wait until Camille pressures and she can look for a TP? Currently Fiora has no TP. I'm not sure if you guys have info over that. So, right now it's kind of risky for you to step up because I guess you don't have clear vision over a Fiddler or we don't exactly know if he's Aura. So your goal right now is just to set up some vision around this area, guard the wards perhaps, and tell your team to rotate for Baron because soon Fiora will be bot side. Our Camille has of course CP, which means it can be really easily a 4v5. And if you set up some wards, she can get a really good collapse angle on Baron. So your goal currently is to actually rush this Baron, but we could also wait till Yi finishes Gwyn, so but I don't think so there's much reason to wait. Now, Fiddle has no R, but I don't know if you guys know it exactly, right? Like if in the moment you guys knew that I guess he has no R, then maybe you guys could look for a Baron, but otherwise it can be risky, so that's that. But if we set up enough vision, Fiddle's R shouldn't actually be scary at all, that's the thing. Because we know where he was from, we know where to walk towards, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. You go for an aggressive move, but the issue is we only see currently one person on the map. So it's like it's really all about like you're gonna knock him out, you're gonna ult him of course, but then possibly he could just like fear you if he gets a fear off or something. So you didn't W his Q in time, huh? And okay, so ain't a big deal. Uh, you guys are clearing wards out. Uh-huh. So, I mean, ideally, I would just like try for set up some wards, maybe like control ward at this point of the game, and just try to like get the Baron. But we could just also wait till he gets win, so then it's gonna be more smooth, of course. So what do we go? We go for a Drake. We go for a Drake. The only issue is we don't have vision around these areas where Fiddle 6 could possibly ult from, but I guess Nico can just W and maybe like check these bushes, but you guys gotta be careful to not group because right now we don't know if it's warded or not or if Fiddle 6 is looking for an R. So ideally you don't wanna like fight it in melee, you want Nico to basic attack it or you can Q it I guess. Right, Q, then just bait it out, you can't fight it in here because you're just gonna eat the Fiddle 6 R from any enemy
Yeah, I
side.
have blue ward, so I was like, let me just ward the bush and then just like push it out, but they
Yeah,
just don't
but
want to listen. So who?
this is not really an exact thing, because he could be here, he could be here, he could be here, right?
So where should I like ward? I ideally.
Like you can ward this, that's fine, but the issue is that he could be here, he could be here, he could be here, right? So this only like controls a part of the map. And we don't see like where exactly the fiddle is, if Rengar or if they are looking for some type of all-in, if this guy is sex flashing. So we don't have like 100% vision of what could possibly happen to us. So it's kind of a coin flip what you guys are doing, because if Fiddle are seen, the rest of them are committing by chance from one angle, by chance. Right, because they could walk this area as well, and this could be really ugly because you guys gonna lose some shutdowns. One shutdown, right? Because that fiddle R really does a lot into your HP bar and into V's HP. Okay, so Ash does reveal the area. Well played on her part. So everybody's bot side, Rengar is bot side, so this is a really easy
Yeah,
Baron
as
rush.
soon as I was like, because with Fiddle R, like before we scouted for Drake, I did not want to risk Baron because if Fiddle just as much as how we are ahead, we're still squishy at the end of the day. If we get feared, along with a good Rengar R and Nautilus R, we just all gonna get deleted. So I had to make sure that we just don't do anything risky. Um,
Mm,
because like enemy counters us. So I just like overall is just better thematic than ours. So I wanted to make sure that I do not do any risky objective play until I make sure that one of them is like splitted.
mhm.
Because we could do 4v4, but I don't think we can do 5v5. And I wanted to mainly make sure where Fiddler 6 is, but because they were like 3 or 4 men bot lane trying to kill
So
Camille, I was like, okay, free Baron, I guess.
mid is not really siegeable. It's not too siegeable. The issue is that we have a Ashe and a Nico. Ashe can of course reveal the guy. The Fiddler 6 maybe ult him. Um, the thing is, what you ideally want to do is just like shadow Camille, and when she's is whoever she can, then you can follow it up with your ult. Team fights are still not the best for us because we have some champions that don't function too well into them in team fights, which just simply means that right now we are mainly looking for picks. I know that Nico has an ult, you can follow it up with your ult, but her ult is not too consistent, and you guys could be fiddle ulted from any angle,
Yeah,
So,
which is why I did not want to rely on an
yeah.
Ashe R, which may not guarantee to hit, but I'm not sure about shadowing Camille. Wouldn't it be better that like I stay around my team in case that we do a 4v4, we do Baron play to stay around my team, or I don't know, what's the better decision?
I mean, if you stay around your team, what's gonna happen? You guys gonna possibly walk all in a fiddle ult. And so, like, grouping is not still not the best thing into the enemy comp, even if you guys have this ahead, because of the fiddle art can be concerning. I don't know where the whole enemy team is at this point. Like, I guess this guy's here, this guy is just here, these guys are just here, huh? But they're like approximately around mid lane, so in here probably should already leave the area. Literally the greatest place to be, huh? Because in there, imagine if you ulted the ringer, right? Then it would be a whole lot different story.
That's fine.
Okay, so do you protect your teammates or?
I try to stay with the Ashe so she does not die. I mean, if Camille just does not care, I mean, what Camille should do, I think Camille should be able to 1v1 Rengar. I'm not so sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or like Camille, if she's good enough, if Rengar just jumps on Camille, she can prepare her E to escape if she angles herself in a good position. So theoretically speaking, Camille should not need me to be around her. If she just misplays and dies, it's on her.
Yeah, it can happen as well, totally. Like, she can escape that.
Here, if this Mastery did not kill backline and just like let me frontline for him, I think we
Yep.
could have killed all.
Yep, yep. Now, with Siege, I like that you're pushing, I like that you're committing with your ult into the Camille. You didn't really win well, or did you have it? Oh, you didn't win well, okay. In here you should hit the tower as hard as you can. Even if you die for it, you don't care, you hit that tower as hard as you can right now.
I see.
Even if you die for it, that's how hard you should hit that tower. Because
This
if you...
should be more worth to go for tower.
I mean, clearing those minions does not mean shit, because what's gonna happen, this is a super minion wave, so even if they're not pushing the wave, which they will anyways, then you can clear the minion wave later. But the thing is, you can get the tower only now, so if I go back a teensy bit in the time, in here we can see, it's really good that you took the Samira kill, but after that we don't... didn't you? Oh, you couldn't manage. So in here what you should then do, W his hook of course, or E through the minions, right? And then hit the tower as hard as possible because once the
I
nexus is
see.
open,
Mhm.
they are forced away from objectives. Like, it sucks because there is so much tension. The enemy team could like backdoor. Now we can't contest the objective, or someone has to stay in the base, which means it will be a 4v5. So it's just like such an awkward spot to be in. Then the issue is that they siege bot side, but then someone could backdoor top side. So someone has to be here if the whole enemy team is not revealed. So for example, if you stay invisibly in here and looking to like follow up a Camille or a Nico flash ult, whatever, then they will think you possibly backdoor or mastery backdoors if he's hiding somewhere. So someone has to be here. So just such an awkward spot for the enemy comp. So even if you
For
die,
sure.
for you this is worth. Um, And also, like when here's the thing: like when we open up the third inhib, when there are no two towers, right? It's very hard for this team to actually deal with the super minions, two waves on each lane, right? Even if they don't have Baron, if you look at these champions, most of them are not the best at clearing super minions. You know, Nautilus bad, Fiora not the best at clearing super minions. Rengar is kinda good, I assume. Fiddle is kinda good with his Leandry W, right? But most of them are bad at clearing super minion waves, you know? Okay, let's move on with this. So you got your randoms currently. Nice, it's good to have. Hmm. So ideally at this point you should ban by a control ward. I know the whole game you didn't buy a single control ward, but
Yeah, I don't buy a lot of controllers. I think probably I should just like buy at least once or twice every single game. But the thing is, maybe I think I need it. It's good versus like
I mean,
engage comp like Fiddle R just protects me from
yeah,
what it should be at. But yeah,
it's generally good into like these to see them, right? Like it's good to see the Rengar in his ult, it's good to see the Fiddlesticks where he could possibly ult from, right? Maybe if you were the bush then people don't walk into an Nautilus hook, whatever. And so is the thing like you need it because soon Camille will have TP up and if you can backdoor and he plays down a ward, that ward is game winning for you, you know, that's the thing. Uh Casey TPs it, she has like really good pushing power with those Trinity Force procs or Qs, Divine procs actually, right? So in here it can be game winning. I know her TP is not up yet, but you can spare it in case you can look for a backdoor, or just like simply like allow her to get like some type of like TP angle from some spot, you know, or something.
for
But
sure.
currently like it's also useful into the enemy team, of course. It's not only for backdooring purposes. Okay, so that happened. Wait, the guy had two E's. So Peter 6 ulted in late. Yeah, at that moment I was probably been telling the Tash to use that Demi, because we don't know. Well, I guess the whole team, it doesn't matter I guess too much if Peter 6 ults and if the enemy team doesn't follow up, right? Okay. Um, you could ban W that, but I think it's fine if you spare it, because they don't really engage, right? But generally it's something you should look for to W.
Yeah.
Guess in need is fine, because there is no follow up. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. So you guys got picked up, but I think the game's over anyways, right?
Yeah.
Game's over anyways. So you dealt 1000 as your second item, right? You dealt 1056 damage. I'm not 100% sure if this is better than I. Next patch is probably not, but you had it as a second item, right? And it didn't like deal insane amount of damage.
Yeah. Most of
But
the time, I'm just like bursting someone and then just go.
like you kill them too quickly to get like enough DPS value out of Kraken, so I don't feel like
For sure.
Don't feel like it's like next patch 100% it's not, but I don't feel like this patch is like good. Or what I it's just I is a bit more expensive I think, but it's worth paying a bit more.
I see.
Okay. And go. So do you have any type of questions?
No, bro, I really appreciate your information. Thanks a lot, and hope we can stay in touch. So,
Yep, you're welcome.
yep, I will see you later, man. Thank you so much.
Yep, you're welcome. Also, I
Yep,
gonna give you the student rank. It just means that you got coached by me before, and it also allows you to like leave a review in the review section. Um, it just helps with like future clients, you know.
for sure, man. Thank you so much. I'll leave a good review on you. Appreciate it.
Yep, you're welcome. See you
Yep, have a
then.
good rest of the day. See ya.
Well, I got really tired right now. It's like 12 o'clock in here, guys.
Damn. Was that rank one in a Yasuo?
Yeah, I think it was one of his Smurfak ones. You know, he said he was tired, so I guess this game doesn't count, Monarch. You can't just
Uh,
like, you can't just eat people alive. Nah, just
I
kidding.
got that dog in me, man. I don't know.
Get to get out the Draven out of you. Lol.